Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's an explanation about exercise 2, where you need to calculate the volumes of the prisms. And the extra information what they gave you is that the prisms are in a cube. So if you know one length of the cube, you know all of them. Now, before we start to calculate the volume of my prism, we need to know what is the formula of the to calculate the volume. And the formula is the area of the base times the matching height. So if we look at the first one, the area of the base is that triangle in front of the cube. And why? Because the shape behind is exactly the same. Yeah? So if we just make a sketch of that situation, there you go. It's just a sketch. Then we know that this part is 4. And to calculate the area of the triangle, we need to get the altitude from that triangle. And that's also, and that's if I just make that line in the cube himself, that's also 4 centimeters. So to calculate the area of my base, it is in half times the base of my triangle, so that's this line, so that's 4, times the matching height, that's 4, even 4, there you go, so that's 8 square centimeters. Alright, so we've got the area of the base of my prism. Now to calculate the volume of my prism, it was area base times the height of my prism. Now we already know the area of my base because that's 8 square centimeters, but what is the height of my prism? Yes, this line. There you go, from here to there. So that's also 4 centimeters. So times 4. And that's 32 cubic centimeters. So not square centimeters, because then we talk about the area, but cubic centimeters. All right, so that's exercise A. Let me go on with exercise B. First, we need to find the base of my prism. Now, here at the top you will find the base of my prism because it's exactly the same as the bottom under. So I'm gonna make a sketch of that base. So this line from 4 centimeters and then to there, because this is 2, and from here, so because this is also 2, and beneath you'll find that even that part is 2. Alright, so we need to calculate that part. Now to calculate that part, I'm gonna make a square around the whole shape, because the area of my base, we're gonna do 4 times 4, and then subtract those 2 triangles. Now, if I look at the first triangle, this one, then this line is 4, the other one was 2. So minus and a half times 4 times 2. If I look at the other triangle, this triangle, the red part, it is minus a half times 2 times 2. Alright, so 4 times 4 is 16, minus a half times 4 times 2 is 2. That's 4. And a half times 2 times 2, that's 2. 16 minus 4 times minus 2 is 10 square centimeters. Alright, so we already have the area of the base. Now what is the volume of my prism, it was the area of the base, the 10 square centimeters, multiplying with the height of my cuboid, and that's that part. That's your height of your cuboid. So times 4. And that's 40 cubic centimeters. And that's the answer from exercise B. Then the last one, exercise C. Again, we're gonna search from the base, and the base is in front of the cube. There you go. I'm gonna make a sketch. So from here to there is 3 centimeters. Then from this part to there, I'm gonna make a sketch, and this is 1. So that needs to be 2. And then to there. This is 2 centimeters, and even that one is 2 centimeters. And then we're gonna connect that line, and that's your base. And if I make a sketch of the whole situation, then the last part is 2, and this whole line is 4 centimeters. So we're gonna calculate that whole area, and we do exactly the same what we did with exercise B. So we're gonna calculate the whole square. So the area of my base, it is 4 times 4, but we're gonna subtract right now not 2 but 3 triangles. The first one, so minus a half times 2 times 2. Then the next one, the green part, so minus a half times 2 times 1, and minus, and then the last part, that part, a half times 2 times 4. So, alright, so 4 times 4 is 16, a half times 2 is 2, a half times 2 times 1 is 1, and a half times 2 times 4 is 4. So 16 minus 2 is 14, minus 1 is 13, and minus 4 is 9 square centimeters. That's the area of the base, and to calculate the volume, we need to do area of the base, that's 9, times the matching height of my prism. And if we know that in front of you is the base, then this is your height of your base. So that's 4 centimeters. So times 4, so that's 36 cubic centimeters. And those are the answers from exercise 2.